Hello everyone and welcome back in another week, and of course with another week we have another set of daily races, and these are the dailies of this week. So Alsace test course, Nürburgring GP and Interlagos. But let's begin with the Alsace. This one is a pretty interesting one because you can actually tune this Jimny as much as you possibly can, but it needs to be under 420 power points, which is actually quite hard to get. I noticed that some people managed to modify this car a little bit better than I did, and in just about 8 laps they lapped me once. So basically they're doing 10 seconds better laps with the same car and with the same power points, which is quite weird because the power points should actually work instead of this. But either way, let's jump into daily race B, which is the Nürburgring GP, and we do have a couple of cars that work in here and we can also use setup. So I do suggest using a GTR because, well, it's kind of something that suits me, but of course you can do whatever you like. And of course in the link down in the description you can find all of the setups for, well, most of these cars. But in general, this is a pretty interesting one, and you can see that the global leaderboards look something like this, a 53.3, and I think it's even going to move even further. So it's going to be actually a lot better. But Interlagos Group 1, and this is the most interesting one, because in my opinion, it's not supposed to be like this. I know it's a new combination, it's pretty interesting in my opinion, but minimum number of stops 1. You have to stop once, but you don't necessarily have to change the tires. And of course, if you have a look at the leaderboards, you can go and check out the leaderboards 18.5, and you're just wondering, how can I achieve something like this? And this is exactly why we are gonna go through the laps just to show you what exactly works. And let's begin. So here I will try to explain exactly what works and what you should do to extract the most out of this car and how to activate the battery. Fourth gear, even though I believe third is better here, cut the track as much as you possibly can, but the work starts in here. You simply have to straighten up the car as much as you can to activate the battery. So battery usually activates just about 5 to 10 degrees of rotation, and only at this point the battery activates. Once you once again get into 6th gear on the straight, the battery is recharging and you don't have to worry about it again. But here, this is very important. You can get a couple of tenths just by doing this, just by activating the battery. Straighten up the wheel once again, and then turn in slightly, and once again straighten the wheel as much as you can. So you can see that I'm constantly doing this. It's kind of managing the battery in the best way possible. Of course, this is only one lap. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult throughout this whole race, and I know that it's quite challenging to do something like this, but it works and you have to use it, otherwise you will lose even maybe sometimes up to half a second on the straights. So here you can see straighten up the wheel as much as I possibly can. First gear, rotating the car. Third gear, keeping it just about 80%, straighten up as much as I possibly can. Fourth gear, right on the curb, straighten up the wheel once again, and then this is the important part. You can get a lot of time just by using the curb again. Straighten up the wheel as much as you possibly can, as usual, and it's the straight once again and again. So it's kind of twice, you have to move the wheel twice. But racing here was pretty interesting, and dirty air was also pretty interesting. So I would really like to show you what exactly happens when you try to race from the back. Already? Whoa, 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 whoa. Got it. Just avoid trouble, I guess, and it's going to be fine. Curb. Almost. Once again, I have to be careful in the slip. Okay, wow. This really is a destruction derby. So I say destruction derby it is. Yeah, in this there is so much understeer, it's impossible. Might go for it. Just gonna cut it in. Whoa! There we go. That's an overtake, I guess. And okay, into P5. Got it going off. Have a second penalty. Looks like this car can turn. Just doesn't have the acceleration. I have to lift when I'm behind someone. Usually this corner is flat out. Even here I have to be extremely careful when putting the power down, otherwise it may slip like crazy. And okay, let's have a look at the lap times now. So I was doing 21s, 20. Okay, let's call it the 21 flat. Let's check the lap. It's 20.0. Whoa. Got it. Alright, he left me more space than I would ever need, but... Hey, 5.3, something happened. It's a big difference now. Our leader is pitting. Not yet, maybe I'm gonna get stuck in traffic, so let's stay out as much as I can. Well, 2 more laps, not much more than I can stay out. Do not change, do not refuel. He's got a little bit less fuel than I do, but that's okay. 2.2 seconds. Who's behind me? Actually, it doesn't matter who, but how much. I mean, unless he gets a penalty or something, I'm not going to overtake here. I think it's gonna be P3. 9 seconds to the leader. But still, a good race. A good race. It can definitely go faster. And now you can see how much time you're actually losing in the slip.